So for the second phase of our 1-point perspective unit, we are going to learn how to draw something from our bird's eye view. Now, bird's eye view is the same as you traveling in a helicopter or an airplane where you're looking down at everything all the time. It's a neat optical illusion that we're going to do of a city from up above. So our first step to doing this is we're going to create the streets of our city. So you're going to take your ruler, make it nice and straight across, somewhere close to the middle of the paper. Okay? Just guess, you don't have to measure. Make 2 lines. Top and bottom of the ruler is fine. Then you're going to do the same going up through the middle of the paper, trying to make sure that your ruler is nice and straight up and down and in the middle. Line and a line. All right, so you can see it's not perfect. These two are bigger than these two. That's okay. All right, as long as it's somewhat close, I'm happy. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this black square. All right, I want you to put that up in this corner, just like this. Line it up with the edges of the paper. Bada bing, bada boom, right? Like that. And I want you to trace the 2 sides that are on the paper. Okay? So do that. And then, for our next one, we're going to be working in this region. All right? So I want to, this time, to move it down here, like this. And kind of have the edge along the bottom of the paper right here. And pretty much even space on either side, from here to here and here to here. And this time you're tracing 3 sides of the square. Like that. And then over on this side, up here, you're going to split the square in half. That. And trace it the exact same way I did. Right there. And then I would also like you to put it onto the paper right about here. And trace it there, please. 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully yours looks like mine. It's going to be difficult if it isn't. All right, and then for our last one, we are going to put the square almost all the way off the paper, nice and straight like that. Okay, so about halfway across here, you can see where the white paper is, and halfway across here. And you're going to trace the edge of the square like that. So, if you've gotten to this point, I want you to double check that everything is in the same place as mine. All right, next, we're going to establish our vanishing point, or our VP. Okay, it's going to be a little period right in the middle of the paper where we traced our rulers. Okay, just a dot. Don't make it dark. We're going to have to erase it. All right, and now it's time to bring in Mr. Ruler, and we're going to start with this one. Now, from what you've already done, you should know that the 3 closest corners of this square, we're going to connect those to that dot. But it's a little different this time, kids. So, watch me. I'm going to set up my ruler like this. So it's on the dot here and on that corner there. And I'm going to start my line, but I don't want to draw all the way to the dot. I want to draw until I hit our road. Boom. Now I know that that line would have gone to there, but I don't feel like erasing half of it. Okay? So, I have my ruler in the right place, traced my first line. Now I'm going to do the next corner of my square, which is here, and it's going to get connected to that dot. But I'm going to stop when I hit the street, which is right about there. Now, if you look, it just happened that it lined up with the corner right there. Pretty cool. Okay, and then we're going to do this corner next. Line up our ruler with the VP here, and the end of the line up here, where it meets the edge of the paper. Trace your line until you hit the street. Boom. Look at that. We've got a skyscraper that we are up above looking down at. Pretty cool. Okay? Some of these other ones are going to be a lot different, though, and a lot trickier. So make sure you stay with me. Okay, our next one that we're going to do is this one right here. All right? Hopefully you traced it in the right place. This corner, and this corner are the ones we're going to have to deal with. So I'm going to start with this one. Line it up with the dot and the corner, and I'm going to draw my line until I hit the street. Boom. I'm going to do it for this one. There's the dot, there's the corner, draw until I hit the street. That one's done. And then, third corner is here and here. Draw this line lightly, and I'll show you why in a minute. Nice and light. Draw until you hit the street. Okay, now, you look at this side of the building versus this side. There's something going on here that makes it look awkward, okay? This line cannot be that long because this line isn't going to there. So we actually need to do an extra line for this one. So you're going to take your ruler, you're going to line it up with this, right? And you're going to start sliding the ruler upward till you find that spot, keeping it nice and straight. Voila. Connect the street to the edge of the building there and erase the part that is no longer a part of your building. And now it is correct. So now let's try this one over here. Again, pause when you need to, kids, because you're trying to do it exactly the same as me. All right, we got 3 corners to deal with. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to start drawing this one until I hit the street. Next one. Got my ruler lined up the dot and the corner here. Now that one goes right to the corner of the sidewalk. That's a good thing. That means this one's going to be easy. And then lastly, one right here. And that is a super extra tall building. All right. So now, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to start dealing with this situation. I'm going to start with this one. This corner, and this corner are what we deal with first. Line up our ruler the right way at the vanishing point and the corner. Draw until you hit the street. There's one. Same thing here. Corner to dot. Stop drawing when you hit the street. Corner to dot. Stop drawing when you hit the street. Oh boy, we got another weird situation here. Okay, this is our key right there. All right, to make this look correct, this line cannot go all the way to the street. That would make it look like the building's twisted. So we're going to take our ruler. We're going to line it up with this line right here. We are going to slide our ruler down, keeping it parallel with that. Slide, nice and straight. And there's the end of our line, right there. Connect. Erase what you don't need. All right. Our last one is this one. Okay, so we got this corner, and this corner to deal with. We'll start down here. line it up with the dot, start drawing until I hit the street. There's one. Same, line it up with this corner and the dot. Stop drawing till you hit the street. There it is. Okay. Now, our next one is here. Line up, corner with dot. Now we got this one in the way though. Oh man. So what you're going to do here, got your ruler in the right place. You are simply going to draw until you hit the other building. Boom. That's all you need right there. We know that the ruler is in the right place, so we just need to make the line there. Any longer, and it would be going through this building, and we'd have to erase it all. Now, this building is not done. Same situation as this one. Okay? Yes, it can be lined up with the sidewalk and the street here, but we've got to deal with this side of the building as well. So, for this one, the key is that intersection right there. Okay? Take my ruler, and this time I'm lining it up with this line. No? And I'm going to slide, and I'm going to slide, and I'm going to slide, and I'm going to slide till I find the end of the line, that little area right there. Kept my ruler the same as that. They're parallel. It's nice and up and down. Draw me a line right there. That building is now done. The last thing you are going to do is finish off making the street. Okay? So we want to make some sidewalks. And because of how tall these buildings are, we got to make them to scale, which means they're going to be pretty skinny. So you're just going to draw like this. And then another one kind of the same size over here. And this can be awkward. And then I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to go this way. Almost done. Now I can get rid of my little dot there. I don't need that anymore. Okay, so I've got a street here, street here. I'm going to draw some little lines. This is our crosswalk. And then if you want to just add some lines for the road, little dotted lines, that will help people understand what you were trying to show. And there you have it, a view of a city looking down. Turn it over, put your first and last name on it, and hand it in, please.